Peace and light, peace and love. Thank you for getting with me. I am the pretty mystical priestess. I am Shakesha, and I'm here to talk all about glamour, magic, and living our lives, beauty, life, and magic showing up in this world, family. I want to give a special shout out to Virtual Girl Cosmetics yet again. I believe that probably right now as I'm speaking in my mailbox is my lip liner that I am going to use to enchant my lips so that I can bring in some classy and seductive communication. Not that trashy, raunchy shit talk, but just some just to be able to perfect that skill and having that seductive language, I think is beneficial after you've been married for quite some time. So definitely give a shout out. Give a look see over at Virtual Girl Cosmetics, which is at virtualgirlcosmetics.com, or put Virtual Girl Cosmetics in your search engine and you will definitely find it right there. So definitely do that. I am excited. Got a plan and shit. Oh, also, I wanted to give a special shout out to Kanye West, man. I only got to get a clip of it, but I'm going to check out the entire interview on Drink Champs where he was dropping that science on sound and frequency and how the music has been manipulated. So he was definitely showing up in his authenticity, and there's a lot of people that ain't vibing with that shit, but when you want people to really show up and be their self, that's who they are, and we got to respect that. And definitely with this brother, I do respect that he's unapologetically and authentically himself. So I'm giving a shout out to him just for that. And then I wanted to send love and light to those people that attended the Astro World concert with Travis Scott, and Ashe to those that ended up losing their life at that event. What a terrible situation that was, and they're trying to blame that man for that whole incident that took place, which is really unfortunate. I guess they have to go after the individual that has the money, and it would be him. But the word on the street is that that's supposed to be some type of ritual and all of that. Now, I don't know. I'm going to look into that. Now, I done heard so many different versions of what type of ritual it was, what it was for, what it's about. Me, for sure, I want to know how so, because it's not connecting to me. So there's a lot of folks that's reaching. And listen, I never sleep conspiracy theories. I never sleep someone giving me an alternative theory that might sound like it's a little stretch, because there's a lot of power in that and many times a lot of truth. But right now at this point, I'm not really sure where that's at, because number one, I'm not that much of a fan of this guy. I got, I think I got a song or two on my playlist, but I'm really like not following this guy like that. So I really don't know what the deal is and what his vibe is, and and what his whole platform is about. So I'm gonna leave that right there, and I'm gonna take a look into that at another time when I'm feeling it, because right now, I'm not really that interested in that. The other thing I wanted to do is send love and light and a special shout out to those individuals that was affected by the coronavirus. Ashe to those that lost their lives, and a very special shout out to those individuals that are survivors of the coronavirus. There was a study in Israel that said that catching the coronavirus and surviving it is better protection than the vaccination itself. So that's just something right there to think about and to sip on for a little bit and everything. But there's also a lot of reports out there. I get a lot of stuff from the Psych Rehab Association and some other venues from when I used to work in the mental health field. And apparently there's a lot of reports of memory and mental health, memory being affected, where people are like losing their memory and such. And then also mental health symptoms are being exacerbated. So like the depression is like kicking in a big way. Anxieties are like really getting revved up and everything. So that's definitely something for us to take a look at and really be sensitive to when we're interacting with some of those individuals that may have been affected and survived the coronavirus, that there's some residual effects that are going on with that. And so I really wanted to bring that back to the brain with all of what's been going on and how things have been affecting us, because it's just been, even if you were one of those individuals that had not been affected by the coronavirus, or you got your vaccination, or you were just one of those people that didn't get their vaccination and was able to slide through the cracks, or you're one of those people that showed up positive and never had any symptoms. If you have been affected, if you're noticing that there's some memory lapses, or there's just a little bit a difficulty of trying to adjust and move forward and find that motivation, here are some things that's going to help. That has definitely helped me get into gangster mode. I have been struggling in the worst way to get motivated, to get myself together. I've been feeling a little down, a little depressed with the events that's going on in my life. I'm not necessarily sure if that is connected to catching the coronavirus, but I do know that 2020 was a year, and 2021 has been some eventful years right now, and just a lot has been happening, and with that has kind of taken me off of my square. And these are some things that I've been able to do that has helped me to move past that stagnant energy and start moving more in the direction of being motivated and being focused. That's the word that I'm looking for. So number one, I wanted to talk to, so what can we do to sharpen, to get us in a space to be a little bit better, so that we can navigate, so that we can show up in a different way? Number one, of course, I want to set that off with the water, which is important. Let me get a sip right now. Water is essential to the body. We already know that the body and the brain are mostly made up of water. And when you're dehydrated, you start to get sort of like a brain fog. You don't function as well because your thoughts aren't processing as fluidly and everything. And water, believe it or not, helps to replenish all of that and helps to really bring more vitality to you, mental clarity, and of course we already know the benefits that it has with the skin. But dealing with water like consistently and making sure that you're hydrated and everything, you might fuck around and prevent Alzheimer's disease, because apparently they're saying that dehydration, studies are saying, is connected to that. The second thing that we want to do is make sure that we have a regular practice of silence, right? So let's turn off the distractions. And if you can't give yourself 5 to 10 minutes for quiet time, then I don't know what to say to you. I will prioritize just making sure, if it's difficult for you, start off with 5 minutes and increase that up, because this is how I had to do it. I started off with 5 minutes, and after a while, I started to notice that I was able to increase my time in sitting in that stillness, because over time what it does is that it decreases that mental chatter that's going on in your mind, where you think, oh, did I leave the stove on? Was the door locked? Is this happening? Where'd I put my keys at? All of that type of thought, it starts to dissipate within itself, and it opens up for you to have a lot more clear and focused thinking. Number 3, speaking of focus, one of the things that we can do like right away is focus. Well, all of these things we can do right away, but another thing that we can do is focus on the tip of your nose. I like to do that a lot of times when I'm meditating, right? And so you kind of look focus on the tip of your nose, and it gives you like this cross-eyed type of thing. Now, staring at the tip of your nose is not going to make you cross-eyed by no means. But what it will do is it will strengthen your focus and improve and enhance your vision. So what it does on another level is it helps you to have more clear and focused visions and clearer directions, which is very helpful in achieving your goals, because when your mind is clear and focused, your direction is clear and focused, and it's definitely going to help in achieving those goals. And number 4, last but absolutely positively not least, is exercise. Now, we already know the benefits, the obvious benefits in doing some exercising, right? We know about how it helps you to lose weight, all of that other stuff. I'm not going to get into it because that's the basic shit. But what it also does when it's increasing the heart rate is activate that heart chakra energy center, right? And the heart chakra energy center helps to raise the expression of all of the energy centers, excuse me. So what that does is it enhances your overall emotional well-being and how you operating in the world. And when that happens, you tend to make more positive, life-affirming choices. So get that heart center activation going with some early exercise or some evening exercise, whatever's good for you. I'm one of those cats. I need to do it first thing in the morning and get it done and over with, because if I save it for later, I get all into a different thing and it may not happen. But everybody's different. Definitely get that exercise in and watch. This is the why you notice that there's an effect on the overall well-being when you start getting into that exercise, because when that heart chakra gets activated, it affects you on so many levels. The other thing too, I almost forgot about that water. Make sure when you exercise and you're staying hydrated too, because those two things, when it's activating your heart center, you're getting that water in. Water is associated with your emotions, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you're staying hydrated, not only when you're exercises, but when you're navigating these streets throughout the very day. Throughout each and every day. Because let me tell you something about water and just how powerful it is. We sleep that shit, we ignore that shit, but we need to make sure that we drink that shit. We could mess around and get off of a lot of medications that folks is on out here in these streets if they would upgrade the water game. Water is essential to healing in the body. Make no mistake about it. So if you want to get gangster, you got to make sure that you're doing some things that's going to help you. And what I hope and what I pray is that these 4 things that I've been working with that's been helpful for me will be helpful for you as well. So then I'm going to let you all go. And I don't have my cards with me because I didn't realize I would get fast this quickly, but I would give off some guidance to go. But I do want to leave with a prayer. Most High, we thank you for all that you've done and all that you will do, and we ask that you will continue to lift us up on our journey as we continue to elevate. We give you glory, honor, and praise. We ask that you continue to have all of those higher vibrational beings continue to work with us, keep our ancestors around us. We appreciate the support from our ancestors and guides, and we ask that we will continue to be supported as we navigate these streets in our life. And we give thanks and praise. Ashe and Amen. Family, make sure that you're drinking that water. It is essential, and it's going to help you get gangster. So, peace and light, and peace and love.
Damn, it feels good.